Know that we're just about to start the press conference. For all the media, there is a Q&A session at the end. We'd like to...
Thank you for joining us here today. 2004 marks a major milestone for the MAC AIDS Fund. It's our 10th anniversary. MAC's founders and the MAC AIDS Fund's founders, Frank Toscan and the late Frank Angelo AIDS. From their vision came the first Viva Glam lipstick, a glamorous, outspoken red, with 100% of its selling price, every dollar donated to the fund. Over the past 10 years, with the help of our employees, retail partners, and customers, we've had tremendous success, raising more than $32 million for people living with HIV/AIDS. We're talking about the sale of over 2.2 million lipsticks and literally thousands of lives touched as a result of our combined efforts. This anniversary is certainly bittersweet. While we have positively impacted so very many, it's an anniversary that I do not relish commemorating, and it is my hope that 10 years from now, the MAC AIDS Fund will no longer be needed. Since 1994, we have supported nearly 400 organizations worldwide. We provide funding to nonprofit HIV/AIDS organizations and programs for such basic needs, such as food, clothing, housing, shelter, direct services related to health care, social services, transportation for medical visits, outpatient visits, and other social services, and health-related recreational activities. We are also in partnership with the United Nations Development Program, helping them fight against the HIV/AIDS pandemic in Africa, and to launch a new AIDS initiative in Asia and the Pacific. We have created PSAs to educate youth on AIDS prevention. Just $1 raised from the sale of our lipstick means the difference to so many lives. But people are still contracting AIDS in record numbers around the world, and many are living in shame, alone and afraid to seek help. This is the reality. Today, an estimated 40 million people around the world, our mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and friends, are living with HIV/AIDS. Last year, an estimated 5 million people acquired HIV, and 3 more million people died from AIDS. Yet what is maddening is that we now have examples of prevention and treatment programs that can work. It can offer a blueprint to prevent 29 million new HIV infections predicted to occur by 2010. The drugs now exist that can turn a death sentence into a condition more akin to a chronic illness, and that can prevent transmission of HIV from mother to child. AIDS is a global pandemic crisis, but we know that through generous funding, widespread education and treatment, the disease and the ignorance and fear that accompany it can be prevented and ultimately defeated. Today, before we begin, I would like to introduce an amazing individual who's been directly affected with HIV, and we are proud to call a member of the MAC AIDS family. She's a testament to the power of hope, courage, and the importance of talking openly and honestly about this crisis. Please join me in welcoming Susan Rodriguez, the 6th Viva Glam 5 spokesperson. Susan.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. I am extremely humbled and honored to have been asked to be a spokesperson for the MAC AIDS Fund. When I was first approached for this position, it came at a time in my life when I felt I needed to step back, spend more time with my family, and pursue a career in a field that I love. After careful consideration and input from family and friends, I decided to take this special opportunity to make a difference surrounding this devastating epidemic that has touched too many lives. In 1995, I was diagnosed with HIV. As a married woman and mother of 3 young children, I never thought something like this could ever happen to me. AIDS was not a part of my world, my vocabulary, or everyday life, but it quickly became so. My initial response was to obtain life insurance and figure out who would take my children, because I thought I was going to die in 6 months. I was rapidly sinking into a dark hole, and I saw no light. I felt shame, fear, and isolation. I was ignorant about this disease and felt a sense of control in my life had been stripped away. All of these hopeless feelings consumed me, mind, body, and spirit. After my diagnosis, all of my children had to be tested. As it turned out, one of my children did test positive, and immediately the abyss that I was in became darker and deeper. To say this was the worst time of my life would be a huge understatement. I knew I needed to make my own health a priority, a tough thing for most women who are caregivers. I knew I had to survive because I was the only one who could take the best care of my family. I gathered as much information as I could in hopes of finding answers to my questions. My sense of isolation escalated when most of the data I came across referred mainly to gay men with very little about women who were living with this disease. There was even less information on children. I found myself buried in medical terms that I didn't understand. The overwhelming stress finally took its toll, and I left my job a year after my diagnosis. It was only then I could start networking and visiting places to get vital information. Through a women's support group, I was struck by seeing other women living with this disease and their positive outlook. They totally blew me away and gave me hope when I had none. In 1998, 3 years after my diagnosis, I turned my energy into action and co-founded Smart University, Sisterhood Mobilized for AIDS Research and Treatment in East Harlem, with a group of women living with and affected by HIV and AIDS. Since then, Smart University has been providing treatment education in a safe and supportive environment. We have been extremely fortunate to have the help of organizations like the MAC AIDS Fund through the sale of Viva Glam lipstick to support our vision and our work. I pray for the day when the MAC AIDS Fund and SMART are no longer needed, but for now, they are. Until AIDS no longer exists, we cannot stop doing the work we do just because people don't want to hear about it anymore. This is why I am here today telling my story. I want to thank everyone who is associated with the MAC AIDS Fund, especially the celebrity spokespeople, both past and present. I can only tell you that a small amount of your time will make a big difference in so many lives affected by HIV and AIDS. Last but not least, I want to thank my family and my dear friends who are like my family. You have all been a constant source of inspiration, knowledge, and support. I would not be standing here today if it were not for each and every one of you. Thank you.
Susan. Stories like, I know you can understand why we wanted to begin this press conference with Susan today, because really through stories like hers, the spirit and vision and hope that you inspire really is about what the MAC AIDS Fund is all about. And really, you're an inspiration to me personally, and to all the employees in 47 countries around the world. That's why we do what we do, people like you. So thank you. It's appropriate that we are making these remarks from the former halls of a great bank, $10 million over the next 2 years via the sale of our newest entry, Viva Glam 5. But try as we may, we cannot win this battle alone. We need your help to spread the word that by buying a Viva Glam lipstick, or particularly this lipstick, Viva Glam 5, a neutral pink lipstick, you will make a difference in the fight against HIV/AIDS. I invite CEOs and heads of corporations from around the world to do as we have and commit themselves and their knowledge and resources to bringing an end to this deadly disease. For the first time in the history of MAC Viva Glam campaign, we have selected not one, not two, but 5 amazing personalities shot by Michael Thompson and envisioned and conceptualized by James Gagers, MAC's incredible creative director, who have generously agreed to donate their talent and time to help us in this fight. These 5 MAC spokespersons from fashion, music, theater, and film will be featured in our new advertising campaign breaking in the month of May in support of the launch of MAC Viva Glam 5. This new lipstick, and for the first time, lip glass, will hit the stores by the end of March with 100% of the selling price benefiting the men, women, and children living with HIV and AIDS around the world. Christina Aguilera, Missy Elliott, Linda Evangelista, Boy George, and Chloe Sevigny are here because of their untiring dedication and support for this worthwhile cause. They are not only exceptionally gifted, they also exemplify what MAC stands for: all ages, all races, all sexes, all MAC. They represent the infinite faces of AIDS: white and black, gay and straight, male and female. They take personal risks, break from convention, and stand up for what they believe in. Please join me in welcoming our first Viva Glam spokesperson, Chloe Sevigny.
Every day last year, about 14,000 people were diagnosed with HIV. Women now represent 50% of all the number of people living with HIV/AIDS worldwide. One lipstick can help make a difference. Years ago, at a speech given at the United Nations, the AIDS epidemic was summed up profoundly by defining the Chinese word for crisis, which is represented by two characters, one signifying danger and the other opportunity. It is especially poignant and appropriate as we continue to battle one of the greatest health crises of our time. We are at a critical juncture in this epidemic, and either we remain complacent or we choose to take a stand and make a difference. That is my choice. I choose a future where young people are not at risk, where women in third world countries have access to education and treatment, where families are not afflicted with a painful and stigmatizing disease. A world in which an organization such as the MAC AIDS Fund is no longer needed. I am honored to be a part of the Viva Glam 5 campaign and helping to make that our new reality. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming someone who really needs no introduction, Linda Evangelista.
Stigma and discrimination are two of the greatest barriers to those infected with HIV and AIDS from seeking treatment. One lipstick can make a difference. Both professionally and personally, I have experienced the loss of colleagues and friends to AIDS. There is nothing beautiful about AIDS. We still live in a world where the stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS is truly ugly. Millions of people living with this disease don't seek help because they fear rejection and humiliation. I hope my involvement can help break this vicious cycle of ignorance and denial. Through education, treatment, and compassion, we can support those who are suffering and prevent further discrimination. I am honored to be a part of the MAC AIDS Fund family and the Viva Glam 5 campaign. Together, we must honor those lost by helping those who live. Thank you. Please join me in welcoming someone else who shares my passion and commitment to fighting AIDS, Boy George.
Hello. I used to read out speeches, so I'll do this slowly. There is a dangerous rumor out there that AIDS has been cured. There is no cure. Since the beginning of this epidemic, approximately 28 million people have died of AIDS. Sexually transmitted diseases are globally on the rise, indicating a arrival of high-risk sexual behaviour among all sexual persuasions, young and old. The proceeds from the sale of each of these lipsticks can help make a difference. Or not lipstick. The proceeds from the sale of these lipsticks can make a difference. I'm pleased to be asked to be a spokesman for this worthy campaign because I like makeup, and it's mixed with a very, very worthy cause. Ignorance and complacency are two of the main difficulties faced by the public at large. The reality that AIDS threatens us all, gay, straight, bisexual, male or female, is the message we are sending out to all of you who care to listen. I will in the coming year use what influence I have in the public arena to draw attention to the valuable work MAC and the Viva campaign is committed to, and to use this platform to further the cause of AIDS awareness. I am asking that all of you do the same. I'm a big fan of the next person. She's what's happening. It's Missy Elliott.
God. I'm sorry I'm so short, y'all. AIDS is the leading cause of death for African Americans through the, you know what, let me start again. I'm nervous. I'm not good at talking, y'all. I'm better at performing. I ain't good at talking, but AIDS is the leading cause of death for African American men and women through the ages of 25 to 34. I personally experienced a cousin who recently passed from AIDS. So my purpose today is to bring awareness, you know, to the fact that it's out there, and none of us are immune to catching it. That's the one thing I do want to say, and I know that's not written here, you know, because we always think that things like that happen overseas, but it happens here, it happens next door. And I'm just proud to be a part of this. I thank Matt for allowing me to be one of the voices for the Viva Glam campaign and the Mac Fund. God, and knowing that everybody up here, look, I'm hitting the mic and everything, everybody up here, we coming together to make a difference. And this right here, one lipstick, y'all, one lipstick, I want to make this clear, one lipstick can make a huge, huge difference. And forgive me if I'm a little nervous, I'm sorry, like I said, I ain't good at doing this, but I want y'all to join me in welcoming Christina Aguilera.
Am I too tall for this or too short? I can't figure it out. Which one? Somebody tell me. Is that all right? Do I need it or don't I need it? I need it? I'm a shorty too. Okay, me and Missy. Okay. Each year, roughly 40,000 Americans are infected with HIV. Nearly half of them are under the age of 25. About 25% of people living with HIV in this country were infected when they were teenagers. One lipstick can help make a difference. Future generations are at risk if we don't act now. Awareness, prevention, and education among today's youth is the cornerstone to ensuring their survival. If you are a teenager having sex without protection, you are not being smart. Don't be afraid to buy condoms or talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend about what is on your mind. I want today's youth to know that you have control over your own destiny, and if you don't take action, the future you have planned will be at risk. I feel fortunate to be a part of the Viva Glam 5 campaign in this battle against AIDS. I know that together we can save future generations by increasing awareness of this epidemic. Thank you.
Great. Thank you to Roy. On behalf of MAC Cosmetics and the MAC AIDS Fund, we truly are blessed to have 5 incredible personalities such as you. We have you, Susan, as an inspiration for us as well. To everything that we do, you're helping us spread the word that buying a lipstick can make a difference and to change people's lives. So thank you so much. We're truly blessed that you came here today. And welcome to the MAC AIDS Fund and MAC Cosmetics family. What I'd like to do right now is these incredible personalities have actually so generously donated their time to pose in a dramatic new advertising campaign for Viva Glam 5. And we'd like to unveil their incredible images. So are we ready to drop the...
We're ready to start Q&A, and there's some microphones over here for anyone who would like to ask questions. Once again, I'd just like to ask you to please ask questions just about MAC and the MAC AIDS Fund. Thank you very much. Yeah? I can't see anybody. Anyone have a question? Right here.
I'm wondering if each of those be able to describe their first memory of MAC Cosmetics.
Anybody?
Oh,
Go ahead.
my first memory of MAC Cosmetics, I think early on in my career when the professional was using it on me, and it wasn't yet available, I think. It wasn't years ago. And it was just something kind of that the professionals used, and it was always something I wanted to get my hands on.
Well, I'm a big fan of makeup, as you know, and this is very good makeup. I wear a lot of it. And I think I was introduced to it by myself in a department store in London.
Well, obviously, I'm a girl, and I love to wear makeup. And I change my look quite frequently. And so MAC helps me in doing that. I love MAC makeup. I've been a fan of it. I can't even remember when. I'm 23 now, so I don't know. I've been in the business pretty much all my life. So as far as I can remember, I was a little MAC baby. So, you know, it works out. So as long as they give me free goods, you know. I'm here. No. Like, Missy?
My first experience with MAC was really like 4 years ago. Y'all okay? Okay. My first experience with MAC was 4 years ago, actually, when I seen Kim and Mary do a photo shoot, and Mary J. Blige started telling me about MAC, because I'm not actually a person who wear a lot of makeup every day, but she was telling me about the different colors, especially like a color like this you can wear on an everyday, because it's a neutral color, it's not too bright, not too dark, and that's the biggest thing, because you know, it's got that light color where I don't feel like I'm overdressed. Y'all know how I dress sneakers, so I can't have on some sneakers and burgundy lipstick. And, you know, this is it right here. That's good promotion, right? I keep looking at this certain lipstick, see?
Well, unlike Missy, who doesn't need makeup, I do wear makeup on a daily basis because I love it and it's a way of expressing myself. And MAC is a Canadian-born company, and I myself am Canadian. And early on, when they were very tiny, I discovered them, and one product in particular called the Spice Lip Pencil. And yeah. Which, if you look at my photos, 95% of the time I am wearing that color. And I always said if they would come out with a tattoo stain that color, I would do it permanently. And so I've been wearing it for at least since the 80s, let's say. Long.
I might want to add, actually, Mac's entry into the worldwide global fashion stage would have happened, it wouldn't have happened as well as it did if it hadn't been for Linda Evangelista. She spread the word on the brand from the early days, back in the day when Mac started as a tiny little business in a hair salon, and she spread the word and spread it to photographers and makeup artists and models around the world, so we are internally indebted for that. So.
Are there any more questions? Over here, this gentleman right here. Can you state what publication you're from and your name? The question was, how do you feel like being up on stage with someone like Susan Rodriguez, who just spoke?
It's nice to meet someone that the Mac Viva Glam campaign and fund actually, you know, helps, and to be able to meet someone face to face, it's really an honor to be in her presence, and to meet someone directly that you know the money and funds are going to go towards.
I mean, I can't say any more than that. You know, it's nice to meet you and to be here supporting this campaign. It's very important as a gay man to be part of this, and as a gay man that wears lots of makeup. And mixing glamour with something that people don't often want to talk about anymore. There was a period where it was very trendy to talk about it, and then it went out of fashion, and it hasn't gone away. So anything that we can do to make people constantly think about it and not think about it in a bad way, I think is a good thing.
Any other questions to the floor? No? Okay, to all the photographers, we're going to set up the shot for you, so just give us a minute while we remove the chairs. Thank you. Give us a minute.
Hey Ronnie, how you doing with tape?
Sure.